Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Rick Nineg. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Gilligan's Island, more specifically about an episode of Gilligan's Island called Gilligan Meets Jungle Boy. If you're a fan of classic TV shows and movies or of Gilligan's Island, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free to do so, and it's the best way to support my channel. So if you are a frequent watcher of my channel or just joined, subscribing is the absolute way to support me. So let's get right to it. As I mentioned, this is episode 19, Gilligan Meets Jungle Boy. Now, you may not have known, I've covered this before, the topic of the little boy who appears in this episode. That little boy grew up to become Kurt Russell. Yeah, the famous actor Kurt Russell. This is one of his first, in fact, you could say his first role in pretty much any TV show, anything that he did in the Hollywood world. And they call him a Jungle Boy. He doesn't really speak, and they find out that he does live on the island. He is unschooled, and he is pretty much primitive in every sense of the way. Now, he learns a language according to what the castaways are teaching him. They teach him grooming, manners as well from the girls, and he shows the castaway that there is a source on the island of helium-like gas. And so the castaways decide to make a makeshift hot air balloon and get to safety or become rescued. And then the plan is to send the boy here, and the boy actually goes, and he does get essentially back to civilization, and the castaways stay on the island. So of course that is very disparaging to everyone on the island. Now, I want to point out this really cool blooper. It was told to me by a viewer, one of you. It's very rare for me to make a video on people's suggestions. I usually find my own information, research it, or just literally find it on my own. But in this case, this was a really good blooper that I couldn't pass it up. So I'm going to give credit to David C. for sending this to me. It's a great one. Now, check out Mary Ann. Mary Ann is the one who makes the first connection, the real positive connection with the Jungle Boy. And of course, as everyone says, that's because she is a girl. The best way to attract a boy is to use a girl. It's a very nice, funny line, but Mary Ann is very sweet here, very charming, and the boy kind of comes to her and trusts her, and you can see the length of her hair. At the beginning of the episode, it comes around just past her ears. She has like these pigtails, but they're kind of still curled down, and she really does have short hair. Mary Ann doesn't really have short hair. Usually her hair comes to her shoulders or even past her shoulders. Now, fast forward to the end of this episode. Now, this isn't a different episode. It's the exact same one, essentially, where the hot air balloon's going to go up in the air. Look at her hair. It is so different and so much longer. Not only is the style different, which is not a big deal, because, I mean, you can style your hair different times of the day in different ways, but, I mean, you can't get your hair to be longer in the frame of the same day or even the span of 2-3 days at the most. And so now it's at her shoulders. I mean, it grew 4 inches in the same episode, which is crazy, 4 or 5 inches maybe. And it's even almost past her shoulders. So I know a lot of you may say, well, what is the real reason for this? Well, first of all, it is a blooper. But the real reason this happened is because they film an episode like this, 30 minutes, within the frame of a couple days, sometimes even a week. It depends on the schedule that they're filming and what they're doing. And if they add additional footage and they splice it in, whether it's in the beginning or the end, you know, actors cut their hair and so forth. And if that makes an appearance, then it creates an effect. So for example, if they film an episode with shoulder length hair and then maybe a week goes by or a couple days go by and the actor cuts their hair, but then they have the scene that didn't go right and they have to reshoot it, well, then now her hair is short. They put it at the beginning of the episode because that's where it belongs in the story. And then therefore you see the discrepancy there, and vice versa. It could be that an actor's hair grows a lot longer after 4, 5, 6 days, maybe a week or two, and then they add a scene. It's really, really interesting. It's of course easier to go from longer hair to shorter hair than from shorter hair to longer hair. So it could very well be that they filmed the ending part of this episode first. She had longer hair, and then she got a haircut right after the episode was filmed. The next day, it was short, and so they had to film something else that didn't come out right when they were looking at editing, and they had to film it and it was part of the first part of the episode, and therefore there's the discrepancy there. So I want to know your thoughts. That's the one I'm going with. I'd love to hear your theories. Thanks for the much for the support. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and most importantly, everyone, always be positive and be hopeful. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: David D, Jerry D, Citizen Kane 359, Kevin K, Russ C, Sally N, and Vito L. If you want to be on this patron list, make sure to check out the links in the description below. Thanks so much.